I want to go to John Karl now, who's been covering this from the White House perspective. And John, the stakes are higher, and we did see a change in strategy, if you will, from the White House. I want to pull up that tweet that you reported on earlier that came up from the official White House account there. It says, Tim Morrison, Alexander Vindman's former boss, testified in his depositions that he had concerns about Vindman's judgment. Them, of course, Tim Morrison, the manager, if you will, Alexander Vindman's boss. And then also this moment at the White House today, the president talking about Lieutenant Colonel Vindman.
I don't know him. I don't know, as he says, Lieutenant Colonel. I understand somebody had the misfortune of calling him Mr., and he corrected them. I never saw the man. I understand now he wears his uniform when he goes in. No, I don't know Vindman at all.
All right, John, we've both been covering President Trump long enough to know that the president doesn't really say anything accidentally there. He clearly was trying to make a point about Lieutenant Colonel Vindman appearing in uniform before Congress.
Yeah, he was mocking him for insisting on being called a lieutenant colonel, mocking him for wearing his military uniform. And you mentioned the tweet from the official White House Twitter account raising questions about Vindman's judgment. There was another one, Tom, just a few minutes ago, really caught my attention here. This was Dan Scavino, of course, is the man behind the president's Twitter account. He tweeted something that was retweeted by the president, saying, quote, Lieutenant Colonel Vindman was offered the position of defense minister of the Ukrainian government 3 times. And then he says, hashtag impeachment sham. So here you have the president raising questions not just about the judgment of somebody who works on his National Security Council, but suggesting that he isn't loyal, suggesting there are dual loyalties, that somehow he is tied to the government of Ukraine. Really an extraordinary moment because, again, as we have pointed out, this is somebody who has worked on the National Security Council at the White House for more than a year and continues to do so. If they truly did not believe that he had sound judgment or believed he had dual loyalty, you would think that he would not work on the National Security Council at the White House. It's
essentially an employer sending out a tweet about one of their current employees and attacking that person. In this case, a former service member who works on the National Security staff.
Current service member.
Current service member. John, and finally, there was also some tweets and some reaction from the Trump campaign throughout these proceedings earlier today.
Yes, they were going through point by point during the hearing, a very active rapid response operation, something, again, that we haven't seen through the early part of this inquiry. Largely, some of it taking issue with the credibility of Vindman, but making some other points of substance. One of the points that was made was on this question of the transcript of the second call between the president and President Zelensky of Ukraine. Democrats have for some time made an issue of the fact that transcript was placed on a super secure server. Vindman was asked about that, and he actually said that he didn't see a problem with that, and that even while it was on that super secure server, that he had access to it. So the Republicans have gone through on substance here and have found, even in Lieutenant Colonel Vindman's testimony, points that they believe buttress their arguments against the impeachment process. So it's interesting, Tom. They have pointed out aspects of the testimony they believe that helps them, while at the same time raising credibility about the person giving that testimony.
And we'll wait and see how the president responds to the next 2 witnesses who Republicans have called. John Karl, thanks so much for that.